All right. So let's do a quick review of percentages. Let's suppose I have an example where I want to find out what is 25% of 600. In this question, I know that 25% is the same as 25 over 100, which I can write as a fraction if I have to show working. And off is the same as multiply. I could put all this in a calculator, or I could simply just cancel the zeros. And 25 multiplied by 6, 2 25s is 50, 4 25s is 100, so that's 150. All right, basic percentages. The next example, I want to find out if I go to the shop and I want to buy a t-shirt. All right, so I want to buy a t-shirt that costs $97 at a 30% discount. What will I pay for this? And in this question here, what you're going to be using is the method of reversing this percentage and saying take 100% minus 30% and you'll get 70%. And that'll become 0.7. Then you take 0.7 and you multiply that by $97. We take 0.7 multiplied by 97 and it comes to 67.9. Third kind of question is the idea of using a multiplier. A multiplier can be like GST, where you have 1.15. That means 1 plus 0.15, which is the same as basically the 1 plus means that you're increasing a number by 0.15 by 15%. So this would be, let's say, I buy a iPhone X for $9,000, including GST. Calculate the cost of the phone excluding GST. The principle of GST, and this is very quick summaries, all right? So there's much more detail we could go into. So you got your excluding GST, you would multiply it by 1.15 to become including GST. And when you reverse that process, you can divide it by 1.15. So if I've got 9,000 over here, then I can see that's including GST, so that will be on the side. Because I want to find excluding, I'm going to divide it by 1.15 on a calculator. 2 decimal places. Grab a calculator if you have one, 1.15 if you need it for. I'm going to give you a few questions on these just to see how you guys do with that. And then this is going to be 7826. 7826.09 dollars. Okay, so try this now. Question 1. Calculate 34% of 120. Question 2. Find the final amount after a 20% discount on an item costing $200. Question 3. Calculate the price including GST if the price excluding GST is $37. Now I'll give you 2 minutes to try that. Go for it. Yeah, just normally type it into the chat, especially when you're in a group setting. So you'll be with maybe two other students or three other students, and you can put your cameras off. Generally, nobody wants to see each other, so you would then type in the chat, and you can ask me questions there as well. So yeah, that would be the idea behind that. You can just type it straight in there. 2 minutes. I'll put my camera off, and you're kind of alone time for 2 minutes to figure it out. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can start going through the first one here. We're going to use the same principle, and we're going to go 34% of 120, so that's 0.34 times 120, or 34 of 100 times 120 becomes 40.8. This is not currency, so that's fine. If it's currency, we use two decimals, if possible. Then it says 20% for the next one, so 0.2. I could also use multiplied by 200, comes to the final amount after discount will be 40 less than 200, so it'll be 80% of that. So we'd multiply this by 0.8 or 80%, which is 160. Calculate the price including GST if the price excluding GST is this. So including GST is given. To go to excluding GST is given. The price excluding GST is given. So we want to find including GST, so we'd multiply it by 1.15, calculating it to become 42.55. All right. Let's go to another topic. Let's say we go to some powers and roots.